I love being Indiana. Don't you?
It's honestly one of my favorite things. It's really one of my favorite things in the world. Really,
Yeah. We can talk
there
more
aren't
about that.
many things that I love more than beating Indiana. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good way to
Hey,
start
Craig.
Sunday. It's an
Yeah.
early game, got the win, stress-free win. Can relax the rest of the night and head into the week
Yeah.
with a smile on our face, as opposed to the end of last week where we were probably not as happy. But
No,
Illinois gets the win.
little frustrated.
Yeah, Illinois gets the win. We'll talk about it for about the next 30 minutes. He's Logan. I'm Craig. We are No One Asked Us. This is the Best Damn Illini postgame show, brought to you by nobody. Brought to you by us. Illinois wins 71-51, led by David Mirkovic, Keaton Wagler, and Tomislav Ivisic, all scoring double figures. Mirk with 25 on 10 of 16 shooting, 7 boards. Keaton Wagler, 18 points, 6 boards, 3 assists. Mirkovic also had 3 assists. And Tomislav Ivisic with 14.6 boards. Kylin Boswell, that's probably what we'll lead the show with, back in the lineup after missing 7 games. Almost a month, I think they said. January 17th was his last game. He had 9 points. He did take 10 shots, but he also had 7 rebounds. And then the only other scorers were Jake Davis with 3, and Big Z had 2. Ben Hummerkaus, 0 points, 0 of 7 from the floor, 0 of 6 from 3, but he did have 8 rebounds. I thought he played really well. Big Z didn't really have much of a game. He didn't contribute too much. 2 points, no rebounds, no assists, 1 foul. So not much from him. But you didn't really need it. It was pretty much controlled the entire game. I'm trying to get the ESPN stats up here real quick. Sorry. Because they have a new stat that I like.
Do tell.
More of a metric. It's percent of the game led. Illinois led 87% of the game. So didn't really need too much of a deep bench. Didn't really need a whole lot. I thought, and I thought it about halfway through the second half, and then Clark Kellogg made a comment that made me step it back a little bit. I was going to have the take or have the thought that this was the perfect game for Illinois. And then he talked about the 3-point shooting, which was less than ideal, 7 of 31. So I wouldn't say it was the perfect game, but it was exactly the game that Illinois needed, where they controlled from the tip, really no stress throughout the second half, and got back in the win column after 2 losses that very easily could have been wins, and especially the last one where you're shorthanded. But that was my initial thought, was that this was the perfect game for today, not the perfect game for the team going forward in general.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is after the last couple games without Kylan. You needed a performance like this. Indiana's not a great basketball team. They're probably a tournament team, and they got a couple really good players on this team, but they're not great. So you just really needed to come out and show your dominance a little bit again, be the better shooting team, be the better rebounding team, all the things that this team has been known to do all season long. And that's what they did. So yeah, outside of the 3-point shooting, I agree, especially in the second half. I think they shot a little bit better in the first half, but not much. This team, as we've talked about a lot, has enough talent that you don't need everybody to have their best game to win these type of outings. So you got the performances from the guys that you did, and that's all that mattered. So hats off to them, because that is a good Indiana team that will make the tournament, but they're not, this is not Indiana basketball of old. So have to be happy with the outcome for sure.
Yeah. Buried the lead that I said that we were going to talk about. Kylin Boswell back in the lineup with a very heavily protected right hand. I never saw an actual close-up of it, but it seems like it'd be tough to shoot with that. But he had no problems. He did take 10 shots. He made a 3, I think. Didn't he?
He did. He was 1 for 3 from 3, yeah.
Yeah, made a 3, so it didn't seem to bother him too much. But good to have him back. I think this is a completely different team with and without him. Obviously, he's the heartbeat of the team, so that's kind of, Captain Obvious there. But we're still without Andrei Stojakovic. Sounds like it's not too serious, but I don't know if he'll even be back for the West Coast trip. Brad is being coy on his injury as always, but it's a high ankle sprain, so you're without him. But you get Kylan back, and I thought it just makes all the difference with the flow of this team when you have someone else that can go out and relieve Keaton of the ball handling duties for more extended periods of time than Mirk was. I know Mirk was a little bit, but he's not a guard, so you need him to do other things. So it was great to see Kylin Boswell back.
Yeah, and comparing Kylan and Andre, they're both great players, and you obviously want to have them both on the court. But to your point, Kylan is the more valuable player to what this team needs right now. This team is fine offensively and can handle a few games without Andre Stojakovic. I think they have enough firepower without him, so it'll be great when they do get him back, whether that is this week or not. But yeah, Kylan back. That was the clear Achilles heel. For this past week. You didn't really seem to need him for a few games. You somehow got through some of those impressive wins at Purdue and Nebraska without him, basically because Keaton and David willed you to wins. But in these last stretch of games against Big Ten teams with really good guards, Illinois has struggled. So it's great to have Kylan back. Yeah, I wasn't sure what he was going to look like. My kind of thought going into the game was, I don't care if he takes a shot, just like defend and rebound and just be a guy out there. So for him to have 9 points.
Oh, we lost him. Piggybacking off of what Logan said, wasn't exactly sure how involved he would be. Speaking on Kylan here, how involved he would be in the offense. How much he would use that right hand. And I see Michael in the chat. What's up, Michael? Thanks for joining. Saying that he did use his left a lot, and it was blatantly obvious that he did use his left a lot. And I believe Logan's back, and he is back. That Elon internet, huh?
That Elon internet bit me again.
I was just saying what Michael said here about Boz using his left. I think that's what you were saying or getting at.
Yeah. No, I honestly, I heard the whole thing. I was hardly ever out of the conversation. Yeah, I'm just glad to have him back. He's obviously a super important part to this team, and for him to even have the 9 points that he did was great. So happy to see that for sure.
Yeah. If you are here, get in the chat. I see Michael's in here, Jay's in here. Those are the two. We got not Matt. Got a comment here. Not Matt 2127. Does Mirk electrocute himself at the media timeouts? That hair is crazy. Yeah, I noticed that. He's let that hair go since he got over stateside. I believe when he signed, and in the world basketball thing that he played in over the summer, I thought he had kind of short shaved head, but he's let that hair go. And when he comes out of timeouts and puts his hands through it, it does stick up there. So that is funny.
I love that.
Let's see what else here. Jay's asking or mentioning Wilkerson probably scores well over 30 without Boswell guarding him. Yeah. I mean, he still ended up with, did he have 20? He had 21. I like him as a player.
Sure.
When they got him, I figured he was going to be the go-to guy. I think I haven't looked. I honestly haven't watched hardly any Indiana this year. Do you know how DeVries is doing on the season? 13.8, 5.5, and 3.3. I mean, yeah, he's taken a step up in competition. He's obviously not in the Missouri Valley anymore. And I think he's just struggling with the physicality of it. I know he still does a lot of stuff. He still scored 13 points.
He's a good player. I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but like he's a good player. But yeah, as he is a good Big Ten role player, and that's kind of really all he is. He can, be a focal point of an offense from time to time. But he's, for what this team has, he's a good role player for to be alongside Wilkerson. But they haven't. Again, they're probably a tournament team. They're at 17 wins. I think they'll get there. But this is not a super Indiana team. In fact, this is only a quad 2 win right now. So it's not even going to help you that much down the road. But
I think I saw CBS has him as an 8 seed before today. I don't care what Lenardi says. He's terrible anymore. I'm assuming you probably had them similar. Logan likes to do
I did this morning.
bracketology.
I did this morning. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Let's see. Where are they at?
Did you see I'm trying to get you
on the
on
9? I have them on the 9 line when I did it this morning. But
did you see I'm trying to get you on Bracket Matrix?
I saw that. I appreciate that. Yeah. Maybe next year I'll have a fun looking graphic to go along with it, like everybody else that's on my Twitter.
Some other people just do the Excel sheet and they get on it.
Well, we'll see. Maybe next year. Yeah, I have them on the 9, but yeah, I think they're in. I think they'll do enough to get in. But yeah, Lamar Wilkerson, great player. I love the tidbit on the broadcast that Tara Shannon, who had been in Champaign this week, working out with the team, was the stand-in for Wilkerson on the scout team. He wasn't at the game though, correct? I saw stuff with KJ and Will.
I didn't see anybody posting him at the game.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about him being there. Yeah,
but yes, KJ and Will were at the game this week. He's probably back with the team because he's coming back from injury, so they probably wanted him back. Probably wanted him back early, or he didn't get the full week off for the All-Star break like the other guys did. But yeah, to have I know he wasn't at the game, but to have 3 first-round picks back in your facility within a span of days, it would have been awesome if he was there, because you could have seen all 3 of them sitting courtside and saying, "Hey, come to Illinois, we'll get you to the NBA." Yeah. But to have 2 of them there, and to have TSJ or TJ, I don't know, what does he prefer? I don't know. To have TJ on campus it's awesome, and we're gonna have another first-round pick again this year. Mike is giving us a rundown on what Coach is saying, and I didn't read these off when I was reading the stats.
Can I ask you a question?
The rebounds. Yeah, out-rebounded Indiana 38-25. So that's like, I don't know if you stayed on the CBS broadcast and listened to Merk. He's like,
"Oh, no, I did not. No, I did not."
They went back to studio for a little bit and then came back, and Clark Kellogg interviewed Merk, and he said that just after the Wisconsin game, Coach just preached rebound, because when we win the rebounding battle, we win the game. And I mean, that's true. And I think they still won the rebounding battle against Wisconsin. If not, it was very close. And we don't need to talk about the Wisconsin game, because that was just a disastrous 8 minutes to end the game. But this team is too tall, too physical, not to just impose their will on the glass. Yeah. And they did it today from start to finish.
Yeah. And I think the last couple of games, I think they had to deviate a little bit from some of their plans to be able to get back and defend the fast break a little bit more. So they may not have been crashing the boards as hard. And they definitely went back to that today. So if you continue to out-rebound teams the way they did, there was the one possession that they had like 3 offensive rebounds in one possession. Yes. I think it ended with a Jake Davis offensive foul or something.
Charge,
yeah, that was a little questionable. But yeah, I mean, they continue to do that. The one thing, the free throws, they didn't shoot very many free throws today, which is usually their other big difference maker calling card. Illinois was 6 for 7 from the free throw line, so only 7 attempts, but Indiana was 5 for 6.
Yeah.
Turnovers too. Illinois had 2 turnovers. Like,
there was only 20 fouls called in the game. I mean, the comment was made in here we go, in the group chat about how quick the first half was, and I looked at the fouls. There was only like 9 fouls called in the first half. There was 20 total called in the game. It was a uniquely free-flowing, quick Big Ten basketball game.
Yep.
Yes, very quick.
In and out in an hour.
Or 2 hours, that's the same case on Wednesday.
Yeah, that would be great.
Let's see here.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you, just a little bit ago, you said you were talking about TJ and Will and KJ and, the first-round picks, and you mentioned Keaton, having another first-rounder on this team. I'm not saying it has to be this year.
Yeah.
But is there another first-round draft pick on this team? I think the answer is yes, and I think he's working himself into it. I don't think he is this year, but I think he will be.
Yes, I think I'm with you, and I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. There's
I
a
would have said
lot
Tommy
to like.
going into the season, probably.
I think,
or maybe Andre, but Andre's and
I
Tommy have
think,
both kind of taken a step back.
I think Z is a better pro than Tommy.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'm just talking off the season Tommy had last year. I could have seen that sort of progression from him.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll be the case. But yes, I'm referring to David Mirkovic.
I see what you're talking
I don't think
about.
it'll be this year. I think he sticks around for another year. And I think after a second season, if he does anything remotely close to this, I think he's going to work himself to that point.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Not be surprised at all.
There's a lot to like about his game in the pros. He's got the one-footed Dirk fadeaway or Jokic fadeaway.
Do you think he can dunk a basketball?
Yeah, barely. Barely.
I had that thought during the game, and I mentioned that to Allison. I'm like, we obviously haven't seen it. I've seen Kylin Boswell dunk a basketball more than I've seen David Mirkovic, and David has about 6 inches on him at least. I think that's my point. I think I don't think it'll be this year. If he goes after this year, he's not going to be a first round pick. But I think if he gives another season, I think he can get there for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
So we've got. I'm not seeing anything too crazy from Coach on the post game from Michael's rundown. So we'll just go to John asking, will Illinois be a 2-seed or 3-seed in the Big Ten tournament? They're in second. They're projected second right now. Obviously, there's 5 games left. UCLA or USC, UCLA, Michigan, and then Oregon and Maryland. I think 2 of those are almost guaranteed wins. So you got 14 right there. I mean, I would think this team handles business on the West Coast, but there's a chance they drop one of those. So say they go 4-2, and they're 16-4. Do you think that gets them the 2 seed? I think so.
It'll just depend. It'll depend on who they're tied with. I don't think they'll be in second by themselves. I would venture to guess that Nebraska or Purdue will also be in that conversation. And
which they both have 3 losses right now.
They're all 3 tied right now. So it just kind of depends on, yes, obviously what Illinois does, but what those 2 do. If you're tied with Purdue, if you're tied with Purdue alone, you get the tiebreaker. If you're tied with Nebraska, the tiebreaker will go to something else because they split the season. If they're all 3 tied, then it's whatever the other tiebreaker is. So it really just depends on the other 2. But I think I would, if I was going to rank it, I would probably go third first. Third is in most likely. Second is in second most likely. Fourth is in third most likely. First, fourth most likely.
There's a guy on Twitter that does probability.
I haven't seen that lately, but yes, I know who you're talking about.
He's done it for the NBC of all conferences. Like
he does it for every day conference.
He's doing it, but I have not seen any for the Big Ten.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look him up. Sorry, I'm looking at the Daytona 500 right now. Let's see if I can find him. I think his name's Matt Hackman. I think that's his name. Okay, let's see what he's done. This is great. Great radio. Yeah,
great podcast.
He's only done the Missouri Valley.
Really?
Yeah. At least this guy that's doing it. But yeah, for the tournament, I just want to be opposite of Michigan. Whatever it is,
correct.
I just want to be opposite bracket of Michigan. So either the 2 or the 3 is fine because they're very likely the 1. So give me the 2 or the 3, get to Sunday. Maybe you pull something off or someone else knocks Michigan off, and then you can watch the selection show from the court at United Center, raising the trophy. That would be fantabulous.
Do
Michael,
you know what all the tiebreakers are? Because just looking at things, I would venture to guess that if Illinois was going to be tied with anybody at the end, it'll be Nebraska.
Let me see here.
Purdue has a much more. I think Purdue's scheduled way out is a little more difficult than Nebraska's.
So I'm just gonna do this.
So I don't know what the tiebreaker would be, but
it's round robin. According to this site, it's round robin. If Illinois, Purdue, and Nebraska are all 16-4 or all tied, it's based on the round robin between the three, and Illinois would be 2-1.
What if it's just two teams tied?
Purdue would be. I think it's just head to head.
Well, they would have split. If it's Illinois, Nebraska tied,
yeah,
they
split. Then I don't know what the second tier is. If it's two teams, if it's three teams, it's round robin. Nebraska would be 4, Purdue 3, Illinois 2. That's something we'll probably look up off podcast. Michael said, Coach said Dane Danger was there as well. That's a name from the past, blast from the past.
Did you see the Twitter discourse between some other former Illini?
Damask and Goody?
Yes, and Coleman.
No, I did not see Coleman.
So Damask tweeted at Luke, who he's, pulling for, rooting for, whatever. And Coleman chimed in and had the clown picture of Goody and said something about him going for IU. And then Goody replied to Coleman's tweet, something about he asked me, not you, Wildcat, and then make this tweet about you thing.
Yeah.
No, it was entertaining. I laughed.
Yeah,
well, that's cool. I didn't know Dane was there. That's fun.
No, I don't know how to say his name. I think he's maybe a Daily Illini reporter. Let me see. Yeah, assistant sports editor for the Daily Illini. Sahil Matal. He tweeted a picture of him in the stands.
That's great.
Yeah, I love when the guys come back, especially from this era. I don't know of anything else crazy that I want to talk about from this game. I feel like I'm sitting really far away from the mic. Do you have anything else from today that stuck out or you want to talk about?
You mentioned Hummerkaus off the top. I know the anti-Hummerkaus crowd, I'm sure, is loud for the 0 for a million from the field, but the 8 rebounds, the assist, the 1 or 2 steals. He had that steal to the assist for the alley-oop. I want to continue to just shout him out. Like, even though the shots aren't falling, which obviously were frustrating, and if this was not a 20-point game, those shots might make a difference. But I'm not too super upset about that. But I just like what he was doing with the 8 boards. Z didn't give you too much. He had the alley oop, but that was about it. But yeah, just another ho hum 18 for Keaton Wagler, including the circus shot at the end. So
oh my gosh. Speaking of at the end, I really wanted to hold them under 50. Oh, I would.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but because 51 is still a great defensive effort, but for some reason, I really wanted to hold them to less than 50. And then DeVries hit that one with like 45 seconds left, and they pulled their starters. I was pissed. What do you think of the defense lately? Outside of the Wisconsin game where they gave up, 85, whatever it is. You held Northwestern to 44. You held a very good Nebraska team to 69. Washington 66. Nice. And then you got Purdue, who is Purdue. They got off for 82, but Maryland 70, Minnesota 67, Northwestern 68, Iowa 69, Rutgers 55. I feel like the defense, even with Kylan outside of the Wisconsin game, I thought was pretty good. I guess Michigan State went off for 85 too, but that
was a rough 2 games, but the teams that have put up 80 plus points on you are Wisconsin, who has not the best resume, but has 3 of the best wins in the entire country.
Yeah.
Michigan State, who has one of the best point guards in the whole country and is obviously a top 3 or 4 seed in the tournament. Purdue, who you beat in West Lafayette, put up 82 on you. Nebraska did in your loss, but you're holding teams to, in the 70s, which is obviously and or less. I'll just say that I'm happy Kylan's back because the defense was starting to concern me a little bit. Not so much the overall effort, but more just the individual assignments and the lack of a true, well, not that Kylan or Keaton isn't, but another true guard. That's the stuff that's been concerning me, not so much the overall defensive efforts, because as you said, they're continuing to hold teams, to 60s and the 70s and 50s in some cases. So, the defense, for all the talk about this being the best offensive efficiency in the country, whatever, the defense has held its own pretty well too. So, I mean, those are the reasons why people are, national prognosticators are still saying this is a Final Four caliber team. And it's for those things. They're the best offense in the country, and they have a defense that can certainly hold their own. And, even on days that shots aren't falling, they usually find other ways to win. So, I'm not super concerned about the defense. Now that Kylan's back, if we can get Andre back here in the next game or so, that would be icing on the cake, because I think a healthy Illinois team going into March is going to be a very dangerous team to watch.
I don't want to say anti-zone, but I don't like a zone. But I think this team is almost perfect for a zone.
Yeah.
The length.
Just mixing it in. Absolutely. The size on this team, you kidding me?
Yeah. It's when they spot up in that 2-3 and you've got Humrickhouse, Big Z, and Mirkovic and on the baseline, like how's anyone getting below the free throw line? It's insane. So I applaud the defense so far, which I know we've had our major complaints about that in the past, but I thought this year has been really good.
What's
next,
the defensive? 27th currently
27th.
Defensive rating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it went up a couple spots. I think it was 29th or 31st maybe before today.
And they were higher. I don't remember where they kind of peaked at when Kylan was healthy. Yeah. That number's kind of fallen a little bit in the game since he's not been on the court. So I would have to imagine that'll probably get back up into, the low 20s here in the next few games.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
The daunted West Coast swing is up next. It's, I believe, USC on Wednesday. Or do I have them flipped? USC on Wednesday at 10, and then UCLA is Saturday or Sunday. Saturday at 8. So a couple late night tips for us on the East Coast. Both of those California schools are playing pretty well, or better, I guess. USC is 49th in KenPom. UCLA is 42nd in KenPom. USC is 7-7. UCLA is 9-5 in the Big Ten. We'll go to USC first. I feel like
I have USC. I had both of these schools on the 11 line.
Okay.
Looks like
are they playing 11s?
What do you mean?
First four? Are they first four? 11?
I had UCLA as a first four team. USC would technically not be. Okay. But they're right there on the line, that 10-11 line, both of them are.
Yeah. USC honestly doesn't have a great win this year. Their best win's probably Indiana at home. They beat Wisconsin at Wisconsin. I missed that one.
Which has become a good win.
Which has become a good win. Yeah, they beat them by 2 almost a month ago, January 25th. So that's a good win. They do have, I believe, Elijah Arenas came back very recently. So that is a kind of shot in the arm for them. They've also got Chad Baker-Mazara from Auburn. But not a whole lot of names that I think many people know. But it's the West Coast. Last year, where did we go last year? We went to Washington and Oregon. And Oregon was the bludgeoning, where we scored like 110 points, and then we almost lost to Washington. So this is our first trip to USC and UCLA, which is cool. UCLA is a historic program, but it's going to be a test. UCLA, I believe UCLA is a little bit better than USC. The metrics say they're very close, but I believe they're a little bit better. What are your thoughts on the West Coast swing coming up?
I mean, I've kind of been earmarking this as a 1-in-1 road trip,
Yeah.
basically since the jump. It just seems like it's set up for that. Just because, as as you said, these are going to be the time change is going to be tough. The fact that these are not great teams, but good enough teams, you're going to go on the road first time in these environments. You may or may not have Andrei Stojakovic. Like I've been circling this as a 1-in-1 weekend for a while. Now, with that being said, the way they've played, it would not surprise me if they went out there and swept both these games. So obviously that's what we're hoping for. Not that I'd say I'd be okay with a 1-in-1, because at this point, I think if you're looking for best possible seed scenarios, I think you can really hope for 2 wins here. And I think that's certainly doable, but that's kind of been my thought from the beginning is one of these. My thought was probably the second one would be the loss, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I think these are 2 good teams, but I think Illinois will obviously be the better team both nights. Will that actually play out that way? We'll see.
Yep. Interesting note I just saw from, I believe it was Rosenthal, and now I've lost it. Let's see. It was from Brad on his in-arena interview. Underwood, this is from A Lion Eye on Twitter. Underwood on the in-arena interview just now shared that he got a long text from Mirkovic immediately after the Wisconsin game, taking blame for the loss and telling coach it will never happen again. Yeah, I didn't want to talk about the Wisconsin game because that's a game that I just should have. There was no reason to lose that game.
The first thing that my father told me when I walked through the door yesterday was, I feel like I got cheated out of not hearing Craig talk about the Wisconsin game on a post-game show. So I took the fall for that because that was ultimately my call to not do that. But, I'm sure the people would have wanted to hear, especially your thoughts after that. But
I was so confident. I don't think I've done this in 3 or 4 years. I was playing Xbox while that game was going on. That's how confident I was. And we were up 12, so I was like, all right, I'm going to keep playing this game. And then I look up and it's a 2-point game, and I'm like, oh, crap. Long story short, I'm not bothered that we lost by Wisconsin. They've proven that they're a good team. I'm bothered that we were in control up 12 and blew it.
Yeah,
that's where my anger came from.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, they played 6 deep. At some point, that was gonna wear you down, and we talked about that several. I don't know, maybe it's when Kyla went out. You brought it up. Like, are you concerned? We talked about the depth situation at some point on this show, and that to me was the problem. Like, yes, other things went wrong too, but like, you're playing 6 deep. You only have 1 true guard. I mean, at some point that's going to bite you in the ass. And that's essentially what happened is you kind of let that happen. So,
okay. So I'm going through live tweets of the presser now. So I'm going to stay on here for a little bit and throw these at you. You don't need to respond, but I'm just going to throw them out to the listeners.
Yeah,
Kylin Boswell said
rapid fire Q&A.
Kylin Boswell said he thought his first game back would be against USC. So Wednesday, but used the hyperbaric chamber and sauna and extra sleep to help heal faster.
Sleep does wonders, my guy.
There's the secret. There's the secret right there. Okay. So I'm not going to read the tweet. I'm just going to get your thoughts. I don't think we texted about this. I texted a couple people about this, but I don't think you were one of them. Thoughts on the situation with the Orange Crush?
I loved Cam's promotion this morning. Opening the doors at 9:00, free buses. I mean, I tried. I didn't really get too involved in the discourse. Honestly, I wasn't even really. I don't know that I was on even social much that during the Wisconsin game, but I know people were chirping about it. It's one of those things too, where like once your algorithm knows you've seen it once, it wants to continue to feed you that stuff. So that's all I was seeing. So I don't know, like, obviously it's concerning if the Crush was as dead as it seemed to be that night. So I do think that's something, but I don't know, like, I don't know how you fix that. I do think they were better today, but I don't know that they were like, maybe the days of the Orange Crush being the most feared student section in the conference are over. Maybe, I don't know. You're probably, still obviously behind a few schools, but I think some things can be done because, the Wisconsin game, other than the Jake Davis wigs, like they were non-existent. So that was frustrating. Today was a little better. So, I don't know. Maybe surely those days, it's not like those days are over. It's not like they can't be back to being the Orange Crush, but
Sure.
that was a little frustrating for sure. Did you have stronger opinions on this?
No, I had two people text me my thoughts, and I responded the same to both of them. I don't know how the system works. I know there's a system of points and money raised. I don't know how it works. I don't know how you get priority or how you get your seats. So I don't have enough information to talk about that process. But what I can talk about is they need to be more involved. There has to be some sort of planning meeting where they come up with chants or something other than just jumping up and down and there's got to be some sort of like chant sheet that schools make. I don't know what's going on, but I do think they do need to be better. I don't think that it's the same as any internet take. It's never as bad as it seems, and it's never as good as it seems. Like, I don't think
that
they're the worst
that
in the
game
conference.
in particular just felt really bad.
Yeah. So, okay. I don't think there was anything else here that I wanted to bring up. So the last thing was, and I didn't realize this, but they honored him during the game. 10 years for Josh Whitman at Illinois as athletic director. I'll just leave it at that. I don't have anything to say other than it's been 10 years, and we're in a much better spot than we were 10 years ago.
Best 10-year Illinois athletics run since when?
Maybe ever. It may be ever.
I mean, when you factor in all sports, not only basketball
have been this good at the same time ever.
I mean, not only the high profile money sports, but like when you factor in all the Olympic sports, like
track and field,
money raised,
Track and field is on fire.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. It's very possible
in the country.
It's very possible this is the best 10-year run of Illinois athletics ever. So, I saw somebody tweeted out Brad's message or whatever that said you can't leave or whatever they said.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure at some point Josh Whitman will leave to do something else. I don't think it'll be to be an AD at another school. I think it'll be to, I don't know, run the NCAA or something. But
Big Ten commissioner.
Yeah, I think that's more likely than, I don't think Illinois is going to lose him to Alabama or something. But it's been an incredible run with him for 10 years. And I hope that it continues on for another 10 plus, because what he has done to this, outside of the first football hire, everything else is pretty much, well, I guess he made a not great women's basketball hire too from the jump. But after those hires, things have been pretty smooth. So
Nancy Faye doesn't count. She was a total.
She was. I'm going to bring you in because I don't want to worry about this right now. I have other things I need to worry about. You come in and keep me out of trouble.
Yes, I don't care if
3
you go
years.
5
I will
and
let
30.
you go when I have more time. You can go do something else.
Because he made the Lovey, Brad, and Nancy hires all at the same time.
Yep.
And so he needed to nail 2 of those and make sure he got 2 of those. So he was like, I'm going to bring in somebody I know that I don't have to worry about. Let her run it for 3 or 4 years, get football and basketball straight. Then I will give you your millions to leave. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. But now he's got Shauna Green. So that's another great hire for him.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's been pretty good.
40 minutes now. I think we're good. I'm going to say this now. No post-game show on Wednesday because it's a 10 o'clock tip. And even next Saturday will probably be questionable. I think I got some family coming into town, so I don't know about next Saturday. But we will be in touch on that one. But we'll definitely be watching. I would say follow us on Twitter, but I'm trying to stay off of Twitter during games, so you won't find much from me on there. but we'll be back on here as soon as we can to recap some stuff. So do you have anything else?
No, sir.
All right. For Logan, I'm Craig. Like, follow, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.